Hi, I'm Sandra Derrick, and thank you so much for joining me today on Cooking and Crafts. I'm here at a wonderful location. I'm at the Varnell Community Center, Senior Center. Of course, it's located in Varnell, and if you haven't stopped by to see them, please do so. It is a great place, and I'm in the kitchen, and it's absolutely wonderful. So thanks to all the great people for letting us use this, and thanks for joining me. We have wonderful things planned today. I have three great things to show you. I'm going to start out with something called the No Diet Diet. It's not really a diet, but it's little things you can do to sort of watch what you're eating. I'm going to then prepare sort of a good, healthy chicken pasta salad. And then last, we always have to have dessert, so we're going to have some homemade ice cream made two different ways. So stay with me, and I hope can give you some great tips to do these things at home.
Hi, I'm Johnny Miller at your Western Sizzlin' in Ooltewah, Tennessee and Dalton, Georgia, and I can tell you that infomercials work. We've been advertising monthly to reach our customers for over 17 years now, and I know that you can reach your customers as well. You can depend on Elliott Media to take care of all your advertising needs, and remember, Western Sizzlin', we're your family steakhouse.
When you or your doctor orders any type of medical supplies, Home Health Care Rentals will be there for you. From oxygen, wheelchairs, walkers, and hospital beds to the simplest needs like crutches, hospital gowns, and even children's medical supplies. We make the process so easy by filing your insurance papers, giving instructions on how to use your equipment, and free delivery. We also offer 24-hour service 7 days a week to assist you. Our friendly staff is always there during your time of need. We're conveniently located next to the Bradley Wellness Center and across from Regency Park in Dalton. When you're in the market for a new or scratch and dent appliance, Langford Appliance is the place to come. We're a locally owned business for over 30 years serving this area. Don't let your dollars go out of town. When you buy your appliances from Langford, your money stays right here in Dalton. And you can always count on us for the best service after the sale. We have a large parts and service department for all your appliance repairs or plumbing and hot water needs. Come see us when you're in need of any appliance. That's Langford Appliance at 319 North Glenwood Avenue in Dalton.
Hey, thanks again for coming back, and let's go ahead and get started with the first thing that I'm going to show you today. You know, for me, it's always really tough losing weight. It's something I do, and I have a constant reminder of it every day. It's just not easy for me to lose those extra pounds, but I try to eat healthy and I try to cook healthy, and these are some tips that I'm going to give you and some ideas that hopefully you can do at home for yourself and for your family. And we'll just start over here on the left. If you're drinking juices, or even if you're drinking sports drinks, sometimes they can have a lot of calories in them, and we sort of call those hidden calories. If you will dilute these drinks, for instance, if you open the sports drink or you open any kind of fruit juice, orange juice, grape juice, apple juice, if you will dilute it with just water, maybe mix half, or in your glass, take half water, half your juice, you still get the taste of it, but you don't get all of those calories. And in the long run, you really can't tell the difference. And that will cut your calories by quite a bit. I absolutely love tea. And us people in the South, we love it. I grew up drinking sweet tea, but sometimes I have to watch that. So what I do is I have invested in some flavored teas. This one happens to be raspberry. It comes in little packages, and I make it just like I'm making regular tea, and I don't have to put the sugar in here. And when I drink it, it doesn't have the sugar, but it has that little raspberry taste, and it's something that I really like, and it's not just drinking something that I'm not that familiar with. So again, juices and tea, especially if they're sweetened, and they have tons of calories, and that's something that will add up over time. You might want to consider switching to olive oil. Olive oil is a good fat, and when you cook either meats or vegetables in it, you really can't tell the difference from maybe the oils you've been using in the past. It's great for you, it's healthy, it's not that expensive, and it's something that I have switched to my family, and we really like it. Yogurt. I think most people now are eating yogurt, and it's absolutely wonderful. I'm going to open this up here. I'll try not to lick the paper like I usually do at home. But I love yogurt. And sometimes that, you can buy it with the fruit in it. Again, it's a little bit more calories. So what I do is I tend to buy just the plain. You can get the vanilla, and I try not to get the added stuff to it. But what I do is sometimes I don't like that smooth consistency. I like something a little crunchy. So what I do sometimes is I will put almonds in it. These are whole almonds. I just buy them in a bag at any grocery store. You can also buy them where they're cut up. They're not in such large pieces. And it gives you that little crunch when you eat it. Another thing is I like to put cereal on my yogurt. It can really be any kind you want to. Try not to get the ones that's really sugar coated. Try to get the ones that have a little bit of less sugar. And then when you dip your spoon in it and you eat it, it's great because you still get the healthy benefits of yogurt, but you still get that little crunchy taste too. Sometimes when I've eaten my almonds and my cereal up, then I'll have to add some more to it to the next layer. And again, you get the health benefits, but you're losing just a few of those calories if you don't already buy it with the fruit in it. Something that I have really enjoyed, and I hope you can see this through my bag, just take a regular banana, slice it up into little round pieces, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer. It freezes, and when you eat it, it tastes exactly like banana ice cream. It doesn't get that sort of hard as a rock frozen consistency. It's just a little bit softer. And if you don't eat all of it at the same time, then just put it back in the freezer. But this is something really good. It's good cold weather, it's good hot weather, it's good for breakfast, it's good for an afternoon snack too. Something else you might want to try is lose some of the fat and go for spices. Like if you're doing some kind of chicken or beef, maybe go with some of the spices or the pepper flakes or something like that. It gives you just a little bit of pizzazz, but it doesn't add any calories. Cinnamon is another wonderful spice. You can sprinkle it in your yogurt, you can put it on other kind of things, especially desserts, and you can do apples. So if you haven't experimented with spices lately, this is something that you really want to do because they're great. Another thing is when you take your produce home from the grocery store, go ahead and wash that broccoli. Go ahead and cut up your carrots. Go ahead and cut up your bell peppers. Whatever kind of veggies you like, put them in a Ziploc bag and have them ready to go. What I do is I wash my veggies first. I put a little paper towel in here, and what happens is if there's any dampness left, the paper towel would absorb the dampness in there, and then when you go to get your carrots out, they're just not all soggy wet. The paper towel has absorbed it. You know, you come home after work and you want a little snack. It's easy to open that pastry that's already covered or in foil or whatever from the grocery store. It's easy to eat those sweet things that you just get them out and eat them. But if you will go ahead and have your vegetables prepared, it's easy to eat those too. If you've got to have something sweet, which my family, we love sweet things, go for fruit. Raisins, apples, bananas, strawberries, everything is absolutely wonderful. And what you can do is those still have that little sugar that you need or that you want, but it satisfies that sugar urge and you don't get all that processed sugar from like something that's already made. And the last thing is for breakfast, try to have something that actually has a protein in it. It sort of gives you a little full feeling, maybe a little fat. Peanut butter is an actual good source. Eggs are absolutely wonderful. And then, of course, oatmeal. Also on my oatmeal, I tend to put my almonds or pecans or whatever like that on top of it. So if you start the day out with something that is sort of fills you up, and it also has a little fat, a little protein, it really sort of makes you last the rest of the day. And hopefully that you won't go snacking all the time on those things that you don't need. I hope you've learned some tips that help just a little bit, because we all, every little bit helps, and we all tend to overeat sometimes. A little bit of calories from this, a little bit of calories from that really does add up. And try these at home, and join me for my next segment.
When the diagnosis is cancer, you want the best. Advanced surgical, radiation, and chemotherapy treatment, all available under one roof, a center large enough to treat advanced or complex cases. A dedicated team of physicians, nurses, and therapists treating each patient the way they would want to be treated. It's all here at Hamilton Regional Cancer Institute. Hamilton Medical Center. Your health is our mission.
Have you ever wondered why you cannot achieve a flat tummy like you had when you were a teenager? In spite of exercise, it seems like you're getting nowhere. It could be that you've had children and it's just impossible to achieve without having surgery. With a procedure called an abdominoplasty, we have specialized techniques that can repair the damage that has been done with the pregnancy or the weight loss. We can help you to achieve a flatter, tighter tummy like you had in your younger years.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close.
Of wanting
to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close. This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
ever again.
This close. We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio.
All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Hi, this is Sandra again. Thanks for joining me back for the second segment that I have to show you. I think you're going to really enjoy this. This is something that I came up with for my family. We were really trying to go for that healthy kind of eating, and this is a recipe that I adapted for us, and I hope you enjoy it. We start off with whole wheat spaghetti. You could actually use any kind of pasta. Whole grains and whole wheat is tons really better for us because on the grain, the outer layer, the husk is still there. That's still what gives it its sort of golden brown color, and it's really good for us. When you eat things that are whole wheat, it goes to your blood, and then the cholesterol does not tend to attach to those. It sort of goes on out because that is sort of filling up in your system. So whole wheat products are always good. Pasta, bread, hamburger buns, hot dog buns, and the taste is very good. It sort of has a little nutty kind of taste, but not really. I actually can't tell the difference. And you could use any kind of pasta. You don't have to use spaghetti. We're going to pretend that this is my bowl or my pan that I'm cooking my spaghetti in. What I tend to do is I tend to go ahead and break my spaghetti into small sections because number one, it goes in my pan easier. I don't have to stand there and wait till it, starts cooking and it falls inside. And then another thing is when you're eating it, it's just a lot easier to eat a smaller piece of the spaghetti than a larger piece. You don't have to get your knife out. You don't have to twirl it around with your fork or spoon. So we just go ahead and always break it up and just cook it in some boiling water. You can add a little salt, a little olive oil if you want to. I tend not to do that, but that's just up to your choice. Don't cook this until it just sort of turns gummy, sticky. You want to still have a little substance to it. And then you'll drain it over your sink, and then you'll put it in your pan. And sometimes for my family, I use about half the box. There's 3 of us. And the half the box will feed about 3 people. Usually we have a little bit left over for the next day too. So go ahead and get your pasta and get that started. In another pan, I have like a frying pan, a saute pan. I just drizzle a little olive oil in the bottom of it. You don't want tons, but you want something that will keep your food from sticking. My family, we do chicken, and we do chicken breast. We tend to like the white meat. Dark meat is absolutely wonderful, whatever your family likes. And we go ahead and we cut it up and we just brown it and saute it in the olive oil. You can also add peppers to it. I've got some bell peppers cut up. You could add mushrooms. You could add really anything that your family likes. You can go ahead and put your bell peppers in with your chicken and let it saute and let it cook, or you can leave the bell peppers raw and add them at the end. It's just really a preference between you and what you like. So we've got the peppers ready there. We'll pretend that my chicken is sauteing. And we like the little grape or cherry tomatoes. You can leave them whole, or you can also go ahead and cut them up. Sometimes if you cut them up, it's a little bit easier for people to eat, and you don't have to worry about them going all over your plate and falling in the floor, because you don't want to lose any of it. I really like the taste of the cherry or grape tomatoes. You can use a regular tomato and slice it up, but I tend to like this because there's just something about it. It's not tart, but it just has a very full kind of flavor taste. So again, you want to start with your pasta. You want to cook it in some boiling water, and what I do to tell when my pasta's done, I actually taste of it. I get a bowl or I get a little plate, and I'll just get like one strand of my pasta out, let it cool down because it's pretty hot, and taste of it. If it's still got that really, really crunchy kind of taste, you want to leave it just a little bit longer. If it's sort of almost, the crunchy taste is gone, but it's not turned into the ooey gooey yet, that's when you want to stop it. And then go ahead and directly drain it in your sink. There is no need to wash your pasta off with running water. In fact, just take it out of the water you cooked it in and then just put it in your serving dishes. And then my family, we did the grilled chicken or the chicken sauteed in olive oil, and we put bell pepper in it. And I've diced and cut up my tomatoes and my green peppers. So now this is sort of what the final thing looks like. Go ahead and put your pasta on your plate. And you can put as much chicken as you want to, or as little chicken as you want. You know, you could actually do this without the chicken. You could just saute a bunch of vegetables. You could do mushrooms, olives, whatever. And let's see if I can get this in my plate without getting it in the floor. So I absolutely love bell peppers. They tend to be one of my favorite kind of foods. And I love vegetables. That already looks healthy and appealing as it is. And you might want to salt it just a little bit, pepper it just a little bit. When I'm cooking, I tend not to ever salt my items or my food. I tend not to put maybe but just a little bit of pepper in it, but especially no salt. You can drizzle your food with any kind of cheese. I tend to like the Parmesan cheese. To me, it just gives it that little bit of special taste, and sometimes I like a little extra pepper on mine. This is something that my family, we really, really, really enjoy. It's healthy. After you get through eating, you feel good about it. You don't feel like you've just had so many calories, and you can adapt this to whatever your family likes. You could put all the veggies you want in it, or you could take some of the ones that I've had in here. You could actually take those out. So I hope you try this at home. I hope that you enjoy this. I really think this is one of those foods that you can watch your calories just a little bit, and you can make yourself just a little bit healthier and maybe lose a couple of pounds every now and then. So enjoy while you're making this at home, and I'll be right back with a dessert and a very good treat.
Hi, I'm Johnny Miller at your Western Sizzlin' in Ooltewah, Tennessee and Dalton, Georgia, and I can tell you that infomercials work. We've been advertising monthly to reach our customers for over 17 years now, and I know that you can reach your customers as well. You can depend on Elliott Media to take care of all your advertising needs, and remember, Western Sizzlin', we're your family steakhouse.
When you or your doctor orders any type of medical supplies, Home Health Care Rentals will be there for you. From oxygen, wheelchairs, walkers, and hospital beds to the simplest needs like crutches, hospital gowns, and even children's medical supplies. We make the process so easy by filing your insurance papers, giving instructions on how to use your equipment, and free delivery. We also offer 24-hour service 7 days a week to assist you. Our friendly staff is always there during your time of need. We're conveniently located next to the Bradley Wellness Center and across from Regency Park in Dalton. When you're in the market for a new or scratch and dent appliance, Langford Appliance is the place to come. We're a locally owned business for over 30 years serving this area. Don't let your dollars go out of town. When you buy your appliances from Langford, your money stays right here in Dalton. And you can always count on us for the best service after the sale. We have a large parts and service department for all your appliance repairs or plumbing and hot water needs. Come see us when you're in need of any appliance. That's Langford Appliance at 319 North Glenwood Avenue in Dalton.
At Hamilton Medical Center, your health is our mission. It's why everything we do is with you in mind. It's why our associates and physicians are constantly advancing their skills with education and training. It's why we're reaching out into the communities we serve to improve the health of all residents. It's why we're ranked in the top 3% of all hospitals in the U.S. for overall hospital care, based on independent research conducted by CareChecks, a division of Comparian. Hamilton Medical Center. Your health is our mission.
Have you ever heard the term, your eyes are your expressions, the windows to your soul? But when your eyelids look tired and they start to sag, it will make you look much older than you actually are. There is a simple surgical procedure called a blepharoplasty or eyelid tuck, which can help to rejuvenate and redefine the contours around your eyelids. It will even improve your fields of vision, and a portion may even be covered by insurance. We can help redefine how others see you.
Hey, thanks for joining me back again. This is the last segment, and we've saved the best for last. We've saved dessert. You've heard of the saying, you scream, ice cream, we all scream for ice cream. I'm going to show you two very fast and simple ways to make ice cream at home. I'm going to start off, and I do need my glasses, sorry about that. I'm going to start off with a cup of milk, and I just went ahead and put it in my measuring cup, and you can use fat-free milk, whatever your family preserves or prefers. I'm going to use a half a cup of sugar, and I'm just going to whisk it up just a little bit. I'm going to use a teaspoon of vanilla, and be careful about your vanilla because you don't want to get too much, because vanilla in itself is not sweetened. It's in proportion to the amount of sugar that you put in. And just sort of whisk this up. And I need some evaporated milk. Evaporated milk is milk that the water has actually been taken out of it. I think it's 60% of it. And you're going to put in 2 tablespoons of your evaporated milk. Evaporated milk is not sweetened, but it's a sort of a caramel looking kind of milk. So again, I have in here my milk. I have evaporated milk. I have sugar. I have vanilla, and we need a Ziploc bag. I use the quart Ziploc bag. This is fun for the kids to make, and I like to make it in something that will pour, not just a regular mixing bowl, because you can get this in a little bit better. So here we go. We're going to pour our milk in. Doesn't look like a whole lot. This makes enough for probably 1 to 2 servings, 1 if you like a lot of ice cream. Make sure you seal it up really well, and if you can, get as much of the air out as possible. You don't want it full of air because it's not going to go in your bag. I've got a gallon bag, and I just put ice in it from my freezer, and I'm going to put a cup of rock salt or ice cream salt, and you can sort of mix it up a little bit if you want to. Again, double check that Ziploc bag. You're going to put it in the ice. Make sure it's all sealed well. As much as you can, get the air out and seal it up. Now here's the fun part. You can bounce it around. If you're having a group of people, you can pass it around, and each of you can take a turn with the ice, and you're just going to shake it up. And the more you shake, the creamier and the colder and the frozen that your ice cream will get. You can put this in the freezer. I find it sort of makes a little ice crystals in it, but you can go ahead and do that. And I already have some made. And I went ahead and drained the ice out because I wanted to make sure that my salt water and my ice didn't get mixed up. And here's my ice cream. It's an ooey gooey kind of frozen thing. and we're going to see what it's going to look like. And again, this will probably serve more than just one person. And oh my goodness, I'm going to hold the bowl up for you in just a second. And it's got that homemade texture, that homemade kind of feeling and taste of ice cream. And you can have this all year long. You don't have to wait for the summer. You can do it when it's snowing outside. You can do it when it's raining. And I hope you enjoy that. It's fun to make with the kids. So again, it's just milk, it's vanilla flavoring, it's granulated sugar, and it's also evaporated milk. So I'll go over those directions again. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to make ice cream in a little freezer. This is a little frozen freezer that already has the paddle in it. And what you're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put it in my blender lid. I'm not going to turn my blender on. But you're going to need, let me flip my directions over here. You're going to need a cup of milk. You're going to need a half a cup of sugar. And I'm going to whisk this together just a little bit. Again, you're going to need a teaspoon of vanilla. That vanilla gives it that kind of wonderful flavor, wonderful smell. You're going to need a 1/3 cup of sweetened condensed milk. Sweetened condensed milk has had tons of the water taken out. Again, it's had about 60% of it taken out, and it's got some sugar added to it. And then you want to add 2/3 cup of evaporated milk. And what you're going to do is you're going to whisk that all together. You're going to get your sugar all mixed up. You're going to have your mixer already on, and you're going to pour all of this luscious kind of wonderful stuff into your mixer. Make sure that you have it turned on before you start. That's why I like to use a spout. This will take around 5 or 6 minutes. When it gets done, it stops. It just sort of will stop. Sometimes I like to go ahead and put mine back in the freezer, and I have some already made. Luscious, wonderful vanilla ice cream. To either one of these, you could add fruit, you could add whatever you want. I hope you've enjoyed our segment today. I hope you enjoyed learning some things that you can cut your calories, you can make a wonderful entree, and last but not least, wonderful homemade ice cream that you can have any season of the year. Doesn't have to be during hot weather. Thank you for joining me today on Cooking and Crafts, and I'll see you next time. This is Sandra.
To advertise your business on TV, contact Elliott Media at 706-529